Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul, and welcome your faces to a thing that I'm gonna be calling, thinking out loud, I guess, because that's literally what I'm gonna be doing. Had a couple of friends down in the Texas area recommend that I just think out loud into a microphone, and so I was like, all right, sure, why not? Never thought I'd actually do it, but today I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go do that thing, think out loud into a mic for however long, and see what happens. Although I guess it's kind of like a one-person podcast, or would that be a talk show? Is a one-person podcast a talk show? I don't know. Oh gosh, I'm a minute and 30 seconds in, and the show is already having an identity crisis. I mean, hey, at least I'm getting it out of the way early, right? You know how, like, you do laundry, right? And, you know, you put the stuff in the washer, and it, you know, washes it, duh. And then you take it out, and you put it in the dryer, and you're like, yeah, okay, we'll put it on, like, I don't know, extra dry. Only one extra, I just said it twice. Anyway, we'll put it on extra dry. And, like, yeah, this ought to do it. So you put the load in there, and you put it on extra dry, and you turn it on, and the thing seems like it goes off 10 minutes later. It may or may not be actually 10 minutes later, but it feels like 10 minutes later. And so you're like, okay, cool. So you go there and well, after of course thinking, dang, that was fast. So you go back to the laundry room and you get your stuff, right? And it feels pretty dry. You're like, okay, cool. You know, you put it on your bed or whatever, and you start putting it away, folding it, putting it away, hanging it up. You know, the things that you do with laundry. And then you get to the jeans. That's always interesting because you grab the pant leg or something and it feels fine. You're like, yeah, okay, this is fine. And then you grab the waistband, and the waistband is still really damp. I mean, it's akin to the reaction of someone who's just seen a spider. It's like, yo, leave me alone. I don't want to deal with this. Nope, it grosses me out for some weird reason. So you got to run back there and you got to toss them back in the dryer and put it on another, like, what even did I put it on last time? Because I just finished doing laundry. What did I put it on? I think it was just like normal dry this time, and it still didn't work. I mean, they're less damp now. Oh, by the way, I'm not really gonna cut B-roll into this. So I suppose I should have said apologies in advance, but it's this ugly mug you get to look at for however long I blab at you. But that's okay, it's the internet. If you really don't like it, you can just click away after the first 0.6 milliseconds. 0.6 milliseconds. That's really fast. Wow, you'd really have to not like it to click away that fast. I mean, is that even humanly possible? I somehow don't think it is. Anyway, so, you've got your stuff in the dryer, and you pull it out, and after the second go around, and it's still a little damp, and at that point you're just like, you know what, forget it. I'm tired of throwing you in the dryer over and over. That sounds like something you'd say to like a person. I don't know why. Just be like, you know what, forget it. I'm tired of throwing you in the dryer over and over. Just, yeah. Well, that's me to my pants. Yes, I talk to my pants. Watch out, world. An idiot has been allowed onto the internet with a microphone. So the whole point of this video series, this what is it? I can't really call it a show now, can I? The whole point of whatever this is basically, I mean, we all think out loud. Admit it. You think out loud to yourself. You do it all the time. And I was like, you know what? I mean, somebody was like, hey, you want to just like think out loud into a microphone? Why don't you? And I was like, sure. Why not? Didn't think I'd actually do it, but I am. I'm doing it, and it's actually harder than I thought. It's one of those, I mean, hey, it's not like it's scripted or anything. You just say whatever pops into your head. Sounds easy, right? But then you sit down with a mic down here and a camera right there, and it's kind of tricky. Your brain's just like, right, I'm not going to have anything pop in me now, which means you have zip as far as material to work with goes. One of the requirements, though, like, was it a requirement? Gosh, I can't say that word. Prerequisite. There we go. Yeah, I think that's the word. Prerequisite. hey, I kind of sort of said it right without having to think about it too much, is that I have to be tired. Am I tired? Yes. But I'm not loopy, stupid tired. I think this would be a whole lot funnier if I was loopy, stupid tired. Go away. This house isn't exactly soundproof, but I suppose I could record these at like 1 a.m. That'd be interesting, eh? Oh man. So, story time. Gosh, this was in April. Beginning-ish of April. I was interning at an organization down in Texas, and we were all going to Los Angeles. It was a trip that they do every year apparently. And so we're in this big van, and we'd flown. We'd driven to Dallas, and then we'd flown from Dallas to Las Vegas, and then we rented these big vans, or this big passenger van. 15 passenger, I think it was. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, we rented that, and we were gonna drive it to LA. And so we drive, and we drive, and we drive, and we drive. And it took a decent chunk of time, obviously, to drive to our hotel. It was a really nice hotel. I like it. Wouldn't mind going back there. But, oh, that was my laptop. You know, I silenced the iPhone. I was like, shush, you shall make no noise while I'm doing this. But I forgot to do that with the laptop. Shush. Okay. Anyway, so we're driving, and it's dark, and it's late out. I think it was like 11:30 p.m. when we finally got into the hotel. Anyway, I had been up for a ridiculous amount of time. Because I didn't sleep at all the night before, and then was packing and cleaning and getting ready to go, and then didn't sleep at all the night before. In my defense, I did lay in bed. Does that count? I mean, no, I didn't sleep. I did lie in a horizontal position up on a soft thing known as a bed. So I mean, in my book, that kind of sort of counts. I did, however, not go to sleep. I had a lot of fun counting the bumps in the ceiling. You know, the ceiling, what are they called? I don't remember what they're called, but they look like cottage cheese. Those kind of ceilings. Anyway, I had a lot of fun counting the bumps in the ceiling that night. And we get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and we had to be at this spot by 4 so that we could drive to Dallas. And then we drove to Dallas, and then we flew and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, it's like 11:30 p.m. I hadn't slept I did the math. I think it was like 40 hours I had been awake. Yeah, something ridiculous. Anyway, I remember like sitting in the car. In fact, this is actually on Twitter somewhere. Stuff that I said ended up on Twitter somewhere. And I remember sitting there in the seat, and we're driving down the road. You know, that's what you do in a car. And I had this leather jacket on. And I was getting kind of hot. I was like, okay, you know, time to drop the jacket. And so I was talking about the fact that I was wearing a leather jacket and I was hot. At least that's what I was told. And I said something along the lines of, leather jackets are just ovens made of cows. Which, I mean, if you're in one and you're getting kind of hot, then yeah, I mean, technically, it is, your body temperature is elevated, therefore you are cooking. And you are wrapped in a thing that is made of leather, which last time I checked came from cows. Point being, I say weird stuff when I'm tired. You know, some people have a hard time speaking, making words, talking, you know, even in their native language. I am one of these. I have a hard time saying anything that has like a lot of L's in it. I just can't. Like, well, actually, no, I'm not gonna say I just can't, because I can. But I have to focus, like, way too much when I'm trying to say this stuff. Because otherwise it'll just be like, that's literally what happens. See, I can say literally just fine. Why can't I say literally just fine? Like, okay, one of my friends, one of my good friends, her first name is Lily. And I can say that as long as I think about it. Like, I have to concentrate, but if I'm just trying to say I'm not making this up. Lily. See, I can say that if I think about it, but if I don't think about it, it's just all the L's for a million years. Yeah, you could take all, yeah, anyway, you could take all the L's that end up coming out of my mouth, put them end to end, and you'd have a rectangle. I was going to say you'd have a stretch a million miles long, but an L is like this, and so, I mean, you know, if you did it technically properly, it would be this, and that's a rectangle. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I don't actually know where I was going with that statement. You know, I think this is probably going to be, I don't know. A friend of mine said that she was thinking that there ought to be 2 different versions of this. There should be an edited version and there should be an unedited version. I mean, this is just the first episode, so I've got a lot of kinks to work out. But hey, it's fun to do. It might be the most boring thing on the planet to watch. But never mind, actually. Dinner's just about ready. I was about to say something along the lines of water is good, water is our friend. But dinner's ready. I like the idea of food. I'm gonna go put food in my stomach. Yes, anyway, this has been Thinking Out Loud with yours truly. Hopefully the ugly mug didn't kill ya. And I'm probably gonna do this again, just because it's kind of fun to just to blah, 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 into a microphone and a camera. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. There may or may not be another blah, 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 blurk. I cannot speak the English language when it comes to outros, but I digress. There may or may not be another episode of this up. If there is, cool. If there's not, yell at me until I make one, I guess. And yeah, as always, my name is Paul, and thanks for watching / listening. Because I have the feeling this is probably going to be one of those things that people will pull up in an alternate tab and just have playing while doing something else. Yeah, it's like a podcast, except it's a talk show, because it's one person. But talk shows can also have multiple people, but so can podcasts. What am I? I guess that's to be determined. Anyway, hasta la vista, humans. Did I say that right?